lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's nice to see you. Yes, I'm sitting right by my front door. That is because Evie is asleep in my room where I normally film. So I didn't want to wake her up by doing it, and this is my only chance to do this. So I thought, let's do it. Let's sit by the front door. Why not? Let's just chill. So yeah, I have already done my pregnancy experiences video, which I'll link down below if you haven't watched it or if you're interested in watching it. This one is my birth experience with both my children, and it's going to be quite a quick one because both of them were quite quick ones and they were both quite easy, so I was quite lucky. I am not bragging in any way, and I feel so sorry for you guys that don't go through the best of labours. My mum was one of them. She hates me. So yeah, let's get on with the video, shall we? If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like it. My first labour was with my son. He is 3 now. I was 6 days over. I was due a sweep the next day to when I went into labour. Yes, I didn't have to have one. I was so lucky. I was so worried about having one. I did not want a sweep. I was so nervous about that. So it was about 1 o'clock in the morning and I woke up with period cramp, and I was like, that's really odd. But when you're so pregnant, you have so many niggles and things that hurt, like lightning pains and stuff. You just think, oh, another twinge, great. Weren't thinking anything of it. And then I went to the toilet, came back, went to go back to sleep, and I had another one. And it lasted quite a while, and I was counting it. I don't know why, I just started counting it. About 10 seconds in, I realised it weren't going away. So it went on for about 40 seconds, and I was like, what is this? It can't be a contraction. But then I didn't actually have a clue what a contraction felt like. So I then Googled it. And when I Googled it, it said your contractions can feel like menstrual cramps or like you need to run to the loo. And mine was menstrual cramps, so I was like, oh, okay. My husband then rolled over and went, what are you doing? It was 1 in the morning. I was like, I think I'm in labour, but I'm not sure. Please just roll over, go back to sleep. I'll let you know if I am or whatever. And he's like, I cannot go back to sleep now, Alice, for goodness sake. I was like, oh, all right then. I said, well, just sit and time them, just see, because it could just be Braxton's. So yeah, within 5 minutes we realised they were then 5 minutes apart already. They were really starting to hurt. I jumped in the shower because you never know when you're going to get to have a shower and wash your hair and stuff. So that's what I did, and my husband was timing them the whole time I was in the shower, and that I started then screaming out because they hurt so much. They'd gone to 3 minutes apart then. I then lost my plug and had my clear out, which is where you chuck. I had that. And I was like, oh, okay, this is really happening now. So I rang the hospital that I was booked in at, and they said, well, you could come in within the next hour, really. That would be a good idea, because it sounds like things are starting to really get going. Your water's broken yet? No, they've not. And do you know what? I don't know when they went. Got to the hospital at 3:30, and they were about 2 minutes apart-ish then. And they were starting to really hurt. They ran the pool because they asked if I wanted a water bath, and I wanted to really try it. So that's what I did. I got in the pool. We were just like, contractions were happening. They were hurting. I asked for some pain relief and they said I was too far gone. So I tried a bit of gas and air and it made me want to puke. So I literally had one suck and that was it. So I didn't have any other pain relief. The one thing they did say, oh, you can have paracetamol. I was like, oh yeah, that's really going to help with bloody labour, isn't it? So I didn't have any pain relief. Then it got to about 6ish and I started needing to push, and so I did. Excuse that, Leo's playing in his room while I'm trying to do this. And then, yeah, so I then was pushing from 6 o'clock. At 8 o'clock they said, right, we need to get you out the pool, this isn't happening. And I said no, and they said, okay, if you don't have this baby in the next 30 minutes we will get you out the pool, is that agreed? I was like, okay. 8:23 he came, and he was £9, 1.5 ounces. He was absolutely fine, I was absolutely fine, and it was a very easy birth. It felt like the longest birth. It was only 7 hours, and that's really lucky for a first. Especially, they said, I didn't have a tear, nothing. I was very lucky, especially considering how big he was. So that was a really easy labour, really. There's not much else to tell. My second labour was extremely quick. So quick I didn't think I was going to get to the hospital in time. With her, I was really, really over. I was 11 days over. I had had 2 sweeps and she was not having any of it. I got to the 11th day and I was getting so worked up. I did not want to be induced. I was so stressed. I was wondering why I wasn't going into labour naturally like I did the first time. But yeah, at 12:30 that day, I had a really nasty pain and it went on and I thought, what on earth is this? Because I'd had no other pains. Excuse me. And it was really out of nowhere. Didn't have anything else until 3:30 when we were walking back from the park, and that again I had a really nasty pain going across my stomach, and I was like, oh my god. My mum said, oh, you're in labour. I was like, no, because I haven't had any other contractions. 15 minutes later I had another one and it really hurt again. I said, no, I'll go home, I'll just see how it goes, because they were literally they weren't regular. One was 9 minutes, one was 15, and then the next one was 8. So it was they were really like this, and I was like, I couldn't work out that they were actually contractions, which apparently you can have irregular contractions when you have had a sweep. I never knew that, so I just thought I was having really painful Braxtons. But then at 4:45, good job I didn't go home, my waters went. So I was writing down one of my contractions that I thought wasn't, and I just stood there and I felt a pop. And then I felt like I was weeing myself. And I went, oh, I'm weeing. No, I'm not weeing. Oh, my waters have just gone. And Mum went, really? I went, yep. Right on her lounge. Luckily it didn't go all over the floor, it was just like a trickle. So then I went to the toilet and let the rest trickle out, which is sorry, TMI. And so I rang my husband and I said, my waters have gone, come now. Luckily my dad was home by the time my waters had gone from work. And so I then rang the hospital and they said, get here now, because as soon as my waters went, they were 3 minutes apart, and they really, really hurt. I got my son watching me in labour as well, bless him. He was so worried about me, it was so cute. And then I was like, my husband so I was like, my husband works nearly an hour away. I ain't going to get there until 6:30 probably. And they were like, no, you need to get in now. I was like, okay. So my dad then took my car and we met my husband halfway so that we could swap cars, so we had the right car with the car seat in. And by the time my dad left me, which was only 20 minutes later, they were 2 minutes apart. And I was thinking, I'm going to need to push soon. Excuse the coughing. And then we got to the hospital at 6, so an hour. It was about an hour and they were 1 minute apart and I was wanting to push. So I got in and some more waters went and I was leaning over the bed, standing up, leaning over the bed, and they were getting a mattress and a pillow under me ready to catch. I was pooing myself because I really wanted a water birth. They did start running the water and my husband said, is she going to get in there in time? And they were like, and I said, no, I am having a water birth, even if I'm in there for 30 seconds, because I enjoyed it so much last time. And it also, there's no muck, is there, when they're born in the water, it's not as mucky. That wasn't the first thing in my mind, though. And then, so I was, trying to push then, and it was about 6:25, and they said, we're going to have a baby in a minute, and I said, yes, in the pool. So I went into the pool, and it was just ready. They reckon it slowed me down a little bit by about 20 minutes, because she was born at 6:07. She did get a little bit stuck at the very end. I pushed her head out absolutely fine, and then as I pushed her shoulders out, which is the last big push really, one of them got stuck. They then pulled a cord and 10 people came running in the room. My husband nearly fell to the floor. He was like, what's going on? And I was like, why are all these people here? And they said, Alice, you need to get out the pool now. And I was like, I can't get in the pool. I've got a baby hanging half out of me. how can I do that? And I said, okay, at least just stand up. So that's exactly what I did. I stood up and I pushed her out, and she was okay. But that moment of panic feels like 5 minutes of not knowing what the hell's going on, if she's okay, if she's even alive. Like, you just think the worst. At that point, I weren't caring about me. I was just worrying about her. And it was really scary, to be fair. But other than that, again, I had no pain relief. I was far too gone again. And it was very easy and very quick. And like I said, I am lucky. I had very easy labours, pretty easy pregnancies. But I feel very sorry for those who don't. And yeah, I was really lucky. She was £9.9, by the way. So yes, she was big as well. And again, I had no tear, nothing. I don't know, I'm like a baby machine, or, you know, I don't know really. But yeah, so that's my labour stories. They're very quick, like I said, they're very easy, like I said. I really hope if you're pregnant and you're due to have your baby soon, I really hope it goes well. The only advice I can give you is just go with it. Go with your body, don't try and stop it. So just listen to your body and what it needs to do. You know best. The midwives do listen to them because they do know best as well in some respects. Like when they were trying to get me out the pool and I was like saying no, they then compromised with me to try and get away for both of us to be happy in that panicking moment. So yeah, just go with it. Don't stick to a birthing plan, because some things could not happen the way you want them. I was like, I do not want this, I don't want that, I don't want this. But in that instant that she was stuck, I would have had anything. I didn't care, as long as she was okay. So just don't get into your head, oh, it's going to be like this or it's going to be like that. You don't know until you're there. Just go with it. But I'm going to stop babbling now. I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I'm going to stop singing. Please subscribe if you liked it. I'm going to stop now. So yeah, if you did like my video, please do comment below or anything if you want to know anything else about any other stories. I will be doing an afterbirth story. That will be next Thursday, because this one is this Thursday, which I'm trying to video this morning so that it's up tonight. But we'll see. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a lovely week. See you later, lovelies. Bye.